Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I have a lot of tool bags, and that's, primarily because I have a lot of tools, but I also use them for many different things. I mean, I use them for all kinds of stuff they're both designed for and not designed for, whether it's power equipment, lawn and garden stuff, compressors, electronics equipment, camping gear, or even just bulk storage. But one of my new favorites for the tool bag is this guy here. This is the Klein tool runner. And first of all, things that end with the word runner are kind of my favorite. I have a 4Runner. I love the movie Blade Runner. Heavy Runner is one of my favorite mountains up in Glacier National Park. Wave Runners if you're a water sports enthusiast. But this tool runner is $100, and it's actually a very well thought out because of small details. So let me go through this. Now, a lot of people, they're perfectly happy with a 5-gallon bucket. They throw their stuff in the 5-gallon bucket. They don't worry about it anymore. Honestly, I should mention, this is the only thing free Harbor Freight has ever given me, if you can believe that. A lot of people think I get sponsored by them. No clue and no desire. But Harbor Freight does give away free buckets sometimes. Klein also makes other lines of tool bags, like this beautiful one here. This leather bag, kind of a old school, almost doctor bag. I use this sometimes for different things, but just beautiful sitting on the shelf. This one, here's a canvas and I think that's like a vinyl bag. They actually have a company. These are US made. So they do have quite a few US made bags, but also some from overseas. Now, when it comes to overseas, there are other companies. I mean, I use Milwaukee bags. Go ahead and throw that one back. This is a nice one, a little bit smaller. It's in the backpack form. I often don't use the backpack side of things as often, but I appreciate it when I need it. And that, of course, leads us to the elephant in the room, and that would be the Veto Pro Pack. So, I have a lot of Vetos. Vetos are expensive. In fact, they feel like they're $100 more this year than maybe a year or two ago. Still great bags. This is actually one I'm working on kind of with a green motif with snap-on, but beautiful bags. Absolutely gorgeous. But a lot of the smaller ones really are of interest, like this Tech MCT. Now, I did start with a little MC and loved it, but found it a little bit short, so I went with an MCT. Actually, I went with a couple MCTs. I use them for different things, and they're great, but they also have a few limitations that sometimes get frustrating. Possibly a little bit in the height. Just if it was like an inch taller, but I get that where that goes, that you just keep going a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. That's where this comes in, however. Plus, this is $100, $99 actually. You can buy them at Lowe's off the shelf if they're in stock. Amazing deal. So let's take a look at what I've stuffed in this thing. By the way, it's 30 pounds. That's what I just weighed it as, fully loaded. On the outside, you can see various pockets and attachment points. So I've got, my pens over here. I love these Klein quick disconnect for the quick lock system. Hook those on for different things. Got my different little Klein ratcheting drivers here. My Klein tape measure. Spin it around here. What do I got? Got more with longer nut drivers, tape, knife, pencil. These Klein pencils, pretty great. And then, of course, my pry bar Klein knife. Inside, my Klein magnet up at the top there. Inside, if I open this up, you're going to see there are pouches here, both on the inside and on the outside. So in here, what do I have? I've got my little Klein earbuds. You can put other things. I kind of wish that I had a pouch for the brand new great big safety goggles. Down here, got a light. You can put all kinds of different things in here. It's too small for the standard size multimeter. Now here's one of the things that's kind of neat. You see this contour on the zipper? That allows the top to flip down. In fact, here is my audio, and I can leave that here. I can leave it open. It's not going to go anywhere, or I can zip it just a little bit, but I can also access the controls to turn it on to provide a little music when I'm working on things. I'll go through the internals on it in a second. Over here, obviously you got to have your headlamp right up front, and down here I've got the extra LEDs for my pencil. Again, it's kind of a mirror image. If I open this up, I have another pouch right on the inside. So in this one, this is kind of designed more for small parts, but because there's plenty of room right up here, because of that extra space they provide that some of the others don't, I've got my Klein laser distance measure and my GFC outlet tester right here. And now, so this can fold down and give you total access right here without any loss. Now see how this zipper comes around? If you notice on the Veto Pro Packs, it's straight down, it's linear. So you run into an edge. And so if you pile it in a little heavy near the bottom, you might not be able to close it, or at the top. Whereas you can see here, it snugs up for the narrow profile right up at the top here, but then bulges out where we actually do need that extra space. So if I come all the way down, I can pull it open, but they do have these kind of gussets on the side to keep it from flopping all the way down. If you notice on the Veto here, it just doesn't unzip all the way, so you're digging down a little bit further. This one, you can easily reach the bottom. So I've got my other light, some of the Klein Mod Box stuff, which slides in here just beautifully. My little laser level, my regular level, and then a handful of different tools. Now most of these fit comfortably, and I've put the large ones here with the flared 1000-volt handles right in there, plus the length. That was another thing. This doesn't fit in the Veto very well, and that's kind of a problem because I'm pushing it all the way to the limit. But anyway, so can start going through the different screwdrivers. This is kind of interesting. I could put one in. I almost would like to be able to put two to be able to run them across the back, and because Klein so nicely provides you exactly what the blade is, it'd be great if I could, have a whole bunch of slots. But I can also see other reasons. But what else are you going to put back here? I didn't find a lot of room for this little stubby, and I was trying to think, right in here maybe there would be room for something. I often don't use these little ones down here, these little pouches at the bottom on either the Veto or the Klein. I'm not sure what people put in those real tiny things, maybe screws or nails or something, but it'd be nice if there was a little bit wider one that I could keep a stubby in. My favorite little hybrid plier. So there's plenty of room here. And I do keep often a Phillips, #2 Phillips on the outside, because that's literally what I'm grabbing almost all the time. And then in here, a lot more of the VDE ones, or the 1000-volt rated pliers here. Plenty of them across the back, larger stuff. You can slide in some things. I wouldn't mind seeing, and this is the same on the Veto, you notice that they do have this little kind of attachment point on the side. I wish they'd take it a little bit more serious. I think they do that, maybe for just some teeny weeny things, but honestly, there's a lot of real estate there that I wouldn't mind some storage. Not only just, storage, but also security right there. But I have dropped them down because that gusset is inside right here, so I can use that as a flap. Got my little Klein speaker there, tube cutters, multi-tester, hex wrenches, all kinds of things down inside. Just slides along the bottom, and then you can see something fairly large like these Klein shears do drop in there, and then you can adjust them for the contour. So overall, a really solid unit, and for $100, to me, this is the best option. Now, I do love Vetos. Vetos are made, a lot of them are made in China, if you didn't know that. Made in Philippines, there it is. So it's a Filipino tool bag. Nothing wrong with that. Rock solid design. And, it's certainly a lot less. I don't know if it's a tariff thing or what, but $100 versus this thing is pushing probably 160 right now, 180. like that, depending on what color and what colors are in stock. And I do like the bright colors, but there's no concern with Klein. I mean, black and orange, there we go. So anyway, there it is. It's a pretty solid design, pretty cool to have a $100 tool bag that's a little bit bigger, answers some of the questions I've had about these MCTs, and then even more storage for only 99 bucks. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.